watching out there. Well, no, it's not a dog. It is actually a harbor seal, or in Latin, foca vitulina. And in French, it sounds like a bad word, so we'll just leave it at that. However, the three that we have here, we call them Hermes, Apollo, and Da Vinci. Very impressive sounding names. However, it wasn't too long ago that we didn't find these animals impressive at all. Up until the mid-60s, in fact, we actually had a bounty on their heads that was placed on their heads by our own Department of Fisheries and Oceans right here in Canada. And it's not too terribly surprising to see why. If you watch the trainers working with them, you might get an idea that, oh, looks like these guys eat an awful lot. And yes, per day they eat about 3 or 4 kilograms of seafood. And by a show of hands, can anyone here eat 8 to 10 pounds of seafood in a single day? It's okay, you don't have to answer that. However, you can quickly figure out that, well, we like to eat seafood. These guys like to eat seafood. They're eating all our seafood. Let's get rid of them. However, one of the things that we've learned about these animals is that, well, yes, like any predator-prey relationship, yes, these animals are predators, and certainly they do eat an awful lot of fish. However, they are also prey items. And you might be wondering, well, who on earth could take down an animal that size? And certainly if you're looking at them thinking that, you know, they could stand to lose a pound or two. They've got a little bit in the blubber department. Well, has to do with the fact that, yes, they live here in the chilly Northwest, and if you want to swim in our waters, you need a little bit of blubber. However, there's an animal that looks at that and thinks, whoa, that's some tasty looking blubber. In particular, there's a large black and white animal that swims in our waters. Not the dreaded ocean zebra, but yes, the transient killer whale. And if you're a transient killer whale, these are your bread and butter, and not bread and butter because you eat marine mammals. And it's estimated that the nutritional requirements of the transient requires 1.5 of these animals per day. And if you're wondering where the half comes from, they're called killer whales for a reason. And yes, the transients that visit us off our coastline, they do eat marine mammals. We do have residents as well that eat fish. However, we're very fortunate in that here off our coastline in Vancouver, there's several companies that, you can hire boats and go out and see whales on a somewhat regular basis. And we are known worldwide for being a place. Yeah, you want to see killer whales? Come on down to Vancouver. So, the relationship with these animals have was